We all know Norman Osborn as the iconic Green Goblin, but what if he wasn't the first? What's going on, Marvelites? I'm Joe, and today I'm talking about Spider-Man Shadow of the Green Goblin, issue number 1, written by J.M. DeMatteis. JMD, I stole that from Geeky Ol' Hog, thank you. With art by Michael Maria. We've got some really hard names on this issue. I apologize, folks. And coloring by Chris Sotomayor. In this issue, we learn that Peter Parker just got his Spidey powers through the typical origin story and is still very much grappling with the death of his Uncle Ben, along with that classic moniker of great power comes great responsibility. One thing this issue explores really well is basically the theme of love and loss between just about every single character in this issue. I think JMD does a really good job portraying the dynamic between Peter and Aunt May, and basically they avoid talking about the death of Uncle Ben, and you can see them when they're by themselves that they have to deal with it on their own because they don't want to show weakness to either one. In this issue, we also get introduced to Harry Osborn and Gwen Stacy, and when we first see them, they're talking about Gwen's mom being sick and the loss of Harry's mother. Not long after that, we get introduced to Norman Osborn, who actually comforts Gwen Stacy about her mother being sick and saying that if you need anything, we're here for you. And Harry's like, thanks so much, Dad. And then we see that basically bipolar mental health issue that Norman is dealing with and basically just berates Harry and is like, I wasn't talking to you, just being a terrible dad. Speaking of Norman, we learn in this issue that he's actually not the first Goblin. Nels Van Adder, who was a research assistant on Norman's biogenetics team, was actually less of a research assistant and more of a guinea pig. And when we're introduced to him, we learn that he was obviously injected with some sort of prototype Goblin formula, and he is now this proto-goblin and is clearly not human and is not with his family. In fact, when we meet him, he's having dinner with what looks like his family, and it's kind of hard to tell. We're not sure if they're like dead or zombies or something along those lines. It's kind of creepy. But we learn that they are just mannequins. You could tell that, again, he's dealing with the loss of being, one, a normal human, and just not being able to be with his family because now he's essentially this monster. At the end of his introduction, we get introduced to this shadowy figure who is trying to help Nels turn back into a human. It isn't until the end of the issue that we learn who that shadowy figure is, and it actually turns out to be Harry's mom. And it somehow seems that she has access to, I'm assuming, like some sort of antidote to help turn Nels back to human so he can go be with his family by holding him hostage to bring Harry to her. Now, we don't really know if she actually has access to anything and if she's maybe just using Nels to get to Harry. We don't know, time will tell. But overall, this issue has a very classic Spidey feel to it. JMD, I believe, has written some Spider-Man issues and is also the creator of Kraven the Hunter, so he knows a thing or two about writing a Spider-Man comic. Just like a classic comic, there is a good bit of dialogue in this issue, but it moves smoothly between character development and a lot of action sequences. The art in this issue is done very well. It has that like retro feel to it, but is also somewhat updated for times like today. The other thing that this issue does really well is it has really good callbacks to Spidey lore with like the financial struggles between Peter and Aunt May, the fact that the Daily Bugle continues to portray Spider-Man as a menace to the city, and just Peter overall struggling with his powers and abilities when it comes to just one, having great responsibility, but also not knowing the actual strength that he has, and he doesn't want to actually hurt people, so he's at times he doesn't know what he should be doing with his powers. The biggest thing for me is I wasn't expecting the proto-goblin to not look like the Green Goblin. Like, he does look like a goblin, but he looks to me like more of a cross between Sabretooth and Wildchild. So that just kind of caught me off guard, but it's really no big deal. Overall, I really enjoyed this issue. I definitely think it's worth checking out. If you read this comic, let me know what you thought down below in the comments. I would love to hear from you. And if you've made it this far in this video, I truly appreciate it. If you want to be part of a great Marvel community and you want more Marvel content just like this, please hit that like and subscribe button down below. And until the next video, Excelsior.